Carroll bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still Davy Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, you see, that ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you.
Hello, I'm Phil Catchpole and welcome to this week's episode of Ringing the Blues, the official Wycombe Wanderers podcast. On the show this week, we have all the action and reaction from the game at Lincoln City. We have the opposition view. Martin O'Neill and Keith Scott reminisce about the last time we played Sutton United in the Cup. Plus, Richard Keogh is joining us on Wish You Were Here. But first, let's head to Mexico City for the Liga Juan results with Uri.
We are ringing the blues from Mexico City. It's me, Uri, and here are the results for League One. Bristol Rovers 1, Barnsley 1, Burton Albion 0, Derby County 3, Cheltenham Town 0, Bolton Wanderers 3, Exeter City 0, Blackpool 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 2, Leyton Orient 0, Portsmouth 4, Lincoln City 3, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Oxford United 1, Carlisle United 0, Peterborough United 1, Charlton Athletic 0, Port Vale 1, Reading 0, Stevenage 2, Shrewsbury Town 0, Wigan Athletic 2, Northampton Town 1. Oh, it seems every time we go to Lincoln, it's windy and raining or cold. Sometimes all three. So, Cherboy Spanish this week, Lincoln, the windy city. So how do we say wind in Spanish? Viento. Wind, viento. And how do we say city? Ciudad. City, ciudad. So, windy city, la ciudad ventosa. So as Chicago. Chicago is also a windy city. And did you know that Mexico also has a windy city? It's the city of Pachuca. Pachuca, Hidalgo, in the state of Hidalgo, which coincidentally became the cradle for Mexican football. And it was because of British mining companies which settled down in Pachuca to make some mining in the 19th century. And workers and owners played football in between their jobs, outside of the mining sites. So yeah, football came to Mexico via the British mining companies, and Pachuca was the first professional club founded in Mexico. So, cultural fact as well. Until next week, back to England with my amigo Phil Catchpole. Adios.
Welcome to Sinsel Bank, Wycombe's first away game in the league of the season. You're listening to Wycombe Sound 106.6 FM and Wanderers TV. Vincent Young on that far side, can play either side, and there's a lovely little flick on. Luke Leahy making ground, squares it to Scowen, and there is Grimmer. Oh, and it's hit. I think Scowen on the line. Glorious, glorious opportunity for the Chairboys. Scowen wins a towering header in the midfield, and Taylor's done well to back off and find Vokes. Vokes goes for goal. Tipped over by Jensen. It's kept in play by Mandroy. Mandroy cross comes in. Oh, and it's there! Hackett at the back post, no flag comes to save Wycombe. The ball was whipped in, it evaded all the defenders, and Hackett tapped home at the back post to open the scoring here at Sinsel Bank. Goes long, lovely ball finds Mandroy, low cross comes in, and there it is again! Bishop, the substitute, doubles Lincoln's advantage Great break down the left-hand side. Mandroy causing the problems again. Drills it in low, and Bishop right-footed. First time past Strick. Lincoln City 2, Wycombe Wanderers 0. Into the feet of Walker. That's a lovely little layoff. Finds Bishop. Bishop switches it. Finds Mandroy on space. Goes for goal and scores. 2 assists for Mandroy, followed up by a goal. And it's Lincoln's 3, Wycombe Wanderers 0. Great finish by Mandroy, but he was in loads of space on the edge of the area. Lincoln 3, Wycombe 0. Gaffer, another 3-0 defeat. Your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts, obviously, very disappointed with the way we played second half. I thought we were good value first half. We had a good goal threat about us, obviously chance really early. Goal disallowed from a free kick. I thought we held a good goal threat and we're in the ascendancy. Did not see that second half coming. Really disappointed with the way the goals went in. Really basic goals which you need to defend and should defend better. So yeah, bitterly disappointed.
A game of big moments. Had Wycombe taken that chance early on, do you think a different game?
Yeah, of course, goals change games, and if we saw last week in the first game of the season where early goals give the away side the ascendancy, and I felt like even though that didn't go in, we were still the ones threatening. Obviously the wind probably played a factor in that, but that goes in early on. You really back yourselves. Like I say, we had the goal disallowed from the free kick as well. We felt like we were on the front foot, but there's no excuses for the way we gave away 3 goals in the second half.
You've mentioned the win there. Did Wycombe win the toss and switch round?
I don't know. I didn't. I'm assuming so. You would assume that Jack done it to have the wind. I haven't discussed it with him yet, but that would be your assumption. But listen, the wind, that was just a part of maybe the first half. The second half defending, there's no excuses. Not down to the wind. It's down to the way we defend our box. Has to be better.
Is that because of the amount of new faces still getting used to the system, the new players?
No, I don't think so. The basics of defending are nothing to do with new faces and new systems, and the boys have played 3 at the back before under the previous manager. Defending the middle of the box is important no matter what system and what formation and what manager you're playing for. So yeah, there's plenty for us to look at today.
And the impact of the subs today as well in the second half. Yeah,
we were obviously hoping for a little bit more of an impact. G's feeling his way back from his knee injury, and Killian's only been in the building 2 days. We felt like we just at that point needed a bit of refreshed energy, and then obviously we made a couple later on, changed formations, try and find our way back in the game. Really bitterly disappointed tonight.
Tuesday night is another opportunity to get this one out of the system quickly. What are the thoughts going into that one?
That we have to be better. We have to be more streetwise in terms of the way we go about our business. You can talk about systems and ways of playing and formations and new faces, but we have to be better at the basics. And you can't come away from that. Any game that you Tuesday night we won at Milton Keynes, we were very good at the basics. But the 2 Saturdays we haven't been. So first and foremost, we have to correct that.
It was a great turnout for Lincoln's first home game of the season, and here's what the home fans had to think after the game. It's the opposition view. Jay Imp.
After the first quarter, I was a bit concerned that we were lucky not to be down a goal or 2. Then it were an even game until half time. Second half, it were total control, domination and a demonstration of what we're capable of. Some quality football from us, and for once, players on the bench that can make a difference. Great result. Well done, lads.
Snats.
Nice to see us go for the jugular rather than sitting back on a narrow lead like we did so often last season. The only caveat is that Wycombe look very poor and would be bottom of the league if not for Wigan's point deductions. It's going to be a long season for them.
Yo, yo, yo.
I know it's only early doors, but I do fear for Wycombe. The first half was very evenly matched, with not many chances at all. Wycombe should have gone 1-0 up after 2 minutes. I've no idea how they missed that chance. Second half, we were much better, and the subs made us so much stronger. It finished 3-0, but could easily have been more. Wycombe didn't look like a team, no real cohesive passages of play. It will be interesting to see how they do. Oh, also, only 300 away fans. I was expecting a few more for their first away game.
Sam Marshall.
In the last half hour, we were superb to a man. The treble change won it for us. Mind you, Wycombe folded like a deck of cards and will really struggle.
Ashley Woodhouse.
Now, that were a really professional performance today. We had to be patient and break Wycombe down, and come the second half, we really kicked it up a gear, and absolutely every player made their own vital but significant contribution to the match.
JSN.
Whoa, some second half that. Game changes and quality came on from the bench, and Wycombe just couldn't live with us.
Luke Kempson.
What a performance. Great bounce back ability from a 3-0 defeat to Bolton. We moved through the gears with the substitutions, and in the last half hour, we played some great football.
Chimp Imp.
In the first half, it were hard work defending the long balls aimed towards Vokes. On another day, they could well have scored, but once we got to half-time goalless, I thought we were favourites to win. I think Wycombe were much like they usually are, but we are 2 years on from when we would have been bullied into a defeat.
Rick.
Wycombe were very, very poor, and I think they will most definitely struggle this season. The first 60 minutes we were much better, and were lucky to be level in all honesty after the first 2 or 3 minutes. But after the break, it were like watching a different team. Very impressive.
Ross.
The mighty Imps will certainly finish way above Wycombe this season.
LA Imp.
Now that we are no longer in a relegation battle, is it too soon to talk about automatic promotion?
The regional accents department there on good form. Right, some transfer news from last week. Damani Mellor departs Wycombe Wanderers on loan to join Sutton United, and Killian Phillips joins us from Crystal Palace. Wanderers TV caught up with him at Marlow Road to find out more about our new midfielder. Killian, welcome to Wycombe Wanderers. How's it feel to be here?
Delighted to be here. It took its time, but I'm delighted that it's over the line, and I'm looking forward to getting going. Yeah.
Now, you know Luke Leahy very well. You spent a bit of time at Shrewsbury last season. He's here. Was that a big part of the decision, getting back together with Luke?
Yeah, I spoke to Skip, as I'd call him, and yeah, he told me all about the boys and all about the club, and it excited me. I spoke to Matt a lot. I've been speaking to Matt for a while as well. So yeah, them two were the good influences to join Wycombe. Yeah.
And what do you know about Wycombe Wanderers?
I don't know, it's a big club. It's in the championship a few years ago. So yeah, we're looking to probably get back there this season. Yeah.
Some of our fans will remember watching you play against Wycombe last season for Shrewsbury. But what can you tell us all about you as a player? What can we expect?
Yeah, I'm an all-action midfielder. I like to run around the pitch and give me 100% every game. And yeah, look, I'm a footballer, so I like to play football as well. So yeah, and hopefully a few goals and assists as well thrown in there.
Sounds good. Tell us a bit about you as well, because born in San Diego, right?
Yeah. You probably couldn't tell by my accent, but I born in San Diego, grew up in Kilbarrack, Dublin, North Dublin. So lived there my whole life, and then played football for Kilbarrack and Kevin's, and then went to Drogheda. Played in the League of Ireland for the season, and then ended up at Crystal Palace. Made my debut in the Carabao Cup for Palace last year, and then went down all the Shrewsbury, and now I'm at Wycombe.
So what's the personal target for this season?
Look, I just want to play as many games as I can and contribute to the team. I want to win football matches, and I want to score and set up goals. So by scoring and setting up goals, hopefully it'll help us win as well. But winning, wanna succeed with this team. So I wanna win with this team. So that's the main thing.
I know it's only your first day here, but everyone talks about the camaraderie and the spirit here up at Milo Road and at Adams Park. How have you found that initially?
Yeah, it just feels like I'm here weeks. Just walked in the door and everyone's bang on, just talk to you like you've been here weeks, yeah. So it's been very easy settling in.
Last Tuesday's League Cup victory against League 2 MK Dons set up a second round tie against Sutton United. The last time Wycombe Wanderers played Sutton in a cup competition, they went all the way to Wembley. To reminisce about that time from 30 years ago, I caught up with Martin O'Neill and striker Keith Scott.
We could get back to Wembley again and win the trophy and win the league. So for us to scrape home against Gateshead, to be in the semi-final against Sutton, I thought, who are a league below us, and I think, yeah, listen, we can do this. But you're right, we lose Scotty for the first game. He's still injured at the time. I bring Trevor Aylott in, and Trevor had been a really fine professional footballer, but he was definitely at the end of his career. It didn't help much because Trevor was probably the same age as me at the time. And so we had a real difficulty that day here at Adams Park. Real difficulty. Sutton beat us in the game, deserved to beat us. And so we had a big match then at their stadium. What is it? Gander
Green Lane.
Gander Green Lane, absolutely. And that, you know, this, you talk about this now, and it's a side issue from, but we're talking about the season in its entirety. To me, the Sutton United game is one of my best ever memories. And I've got tons of them. But I would put Sutton United up there in the top 3 memories that I have, really. Obviously, Kidderminster, beating Kidderminster in the trophy to win the trophy, and to see Ivor so happy, that was great for a start, you know, and that helped. Meant I might stay along for another year. And I just think that that day, and it's funny that it reminded me of Altrincham in the semi-final as well, up at Altrincham in the year we won the trophy, semi-final again, where there was I felt we were definitely going to win this game. But this time here we were chasing a deficit in the match. Sutton United at home, great old record. They'd done well in FA Cups before that as well too, and so they knew what they were about. And but that day in the dressing room, if ever, I made a lot of changes in the side, a lot of changes to come in. I thought, we're going to win this game. I just knew from the attitude of the players in the dressing room and beforehand. And sometimes you do get a feeling, and sometimes you're totally wrong about it. But honestly, I know this. I just felt that moment, and it kind of reminded me. And when Celtic went to Liverpool, up in the quarter-final of the UEFA Cup, and I knew that with the crowd behind us that we would win up there. And this was the same sort of feeling I had here in this game. And Matty comes up big with 2 goals, 2-headed goals. By which time Scotty's back in the team again, and that afternoon when we won was like one of the happiest moments of my footballing time.
Chairboy striker Keith Scott. So the league, essentially, we knew it was in the can. Attention really then turned to the FA Trophy, and the home semi-final first leg.
Yeah.
A defeat against Sutton.
I know.
They were missing you, right?
They were, because I didn't play. Matty Crosley didn't play either. Matty was, I think Matty had food poisoning or something, and he didn't, you know, and then of course I did my ankle against Slough, so I didn't play for 3 weeks. And listen, we had a great physio, by the way, Dave Jones, who was ahead of his time. You know, and I remember coming in, I don't know if it might have been the year we won the league, sort of coming in the summer, and everybody's talking about holidays. Yeah, where do you go for holiday? I remember getting the chance, I said, Jonah, what, you know, do you have a good summer, mate? Yeah, it's great, Scott. Yeah. I said, where'd you go for your holiday? He said, what'd you do in the summer? He said, I went to America. I thought, oh, brilliant, yeah, man. I said, oh, yeah, whereabouts? He said, I went to so-and-so university because I went to listen to lots of seminars about knee injuries. And I went, oh, okay, fair enough. But he was ahead of his time, and then it was actually Jonah who suggested to the gaffer about me going in an oxygen chamber, which literally is they literally put you in like a I suppose, a flight cockpit. You put the mask on, and then it depressurises, I think. So you're just breathing in natural oxygen. And I was in that for probably a week or two prior to the second leg. And listen, whether it works or not, I don't know. But I managed to play. but we lost 3-2 here, didn't we? We didn't play well. I think Anton Vixhouse may have been at fault for one of the goals, maybe. And like I say, we lost 3-2. But the second leg, we was never going to lose that.
There seemed to be a bit of a spirit that the name was on the cup. So we'd had a couple of sticky games early on in the tournament, but got through them. Yeah, we did. Like I say, I mentioned at Morecambe away. You know, top of the Northern Premier League then, I think, and they were a good side, and we went there, and it was a tough game. And like I say, Heidi had a great game. We managed to nick a goal. Ironically enough, I scored that one. I scored a lot of goals, didn't I? Gateshead at home here. Gateshead, Gups, yeah. So we did that Gateshead, and I think they did a job on us as well, to be fair. But Gups, for whatever reason, he got the ball, edge of the box, he shot, he took a slight deflection and went in. So we was lucky in that game. We was lucky at Morecambe, although we did a job on them at home. And then, of course, you know, we lost 3-2 at home in the semi-final. So I know sometimes people say your name's on the cup, but I think to win a cup competition, you've got to have a little bit of luck along the way. But like I say, Morecambe away, Heidi was top class. He pulled off some fantastic saves. Here against Gateshead, we just didn't play well, but fortunately they didn't score goals, and then Gups did a great bit of magic and won us the game. And then, of course, here we lost 3-2 at home. But going into the second leg, you know, Matty came back. Obviously, I played, but the whole atmosphere in the changing room before the game, it was just we were never going to lose. And what was interesting for me is, obviously, I know Sutton's ground's changed now, but then it was they'd like an oval, like once a bit like the old Stamford Bridge one. It's like an oval track around it. And I remember coming out the changing room as we came out to warm up, and there was the Wycombe fans who had sort of half of that ground. And as we came out, obviously they were cheering. And I remember coming out, and the Sutton players who were warming up stopped and watched us come out. And we just knew then, we thought, yeah, you're not going to win this football match. And of course, we beat them 4-0. After the game, Martin O'Neill, the other day when I spoke to him, said it's one of his favourite days as a manager at Sutton after the game when the fans were celebrating with him on the pitch. Yeah. How was that? It was great because, you know, Matty scored relatively early on, I think, and I think it was was it a header? I think it was a header and what have you. So that sort of got us back. And then we came out second half, and I think we scored 2 quick goals, didn't we, within the first 10 minutes. And I think once we got to 3-0, you just as a player, everything went out of them, their energy, you know, it would gone, you know, they're thinking, because bear in mind, we were going to win the league. And then we just sort of game managed, didn't we? And then Dave Carroll got the 4th one, and then sort of, I just remember when the final whistle went, I think it might have been Rhino did an Arab Spring or something. He did something in the middle of the pitch, which was unbelievable. And then, of course, all the fans ran on, and which was fantastic. And then I remember we went in, but then we came back out, didn't we? And the fans were still there. So, and look, you know, I know you can't invade pitches now, but it's really weird. The game was a more brutal sport 30 years ago, when we played, and it's not as much as a brutal sport now, which is fantastic, which is the way it should be. But when supporters invaded the pitch in them days, it was just elation. They weren't there to cause trouble. They just wanted to go and they wanted to celebrate with the fans. Whereas now, if supporters invade the pitch now, they just, for whatever reason, they want to fight. So it was great because obviously, again, you know, I went into football because I wanted to be a professional footballer. It wasn't about, the money wasn't there anyway, but it wasn't about money. It was about, you wanted the kudos of being a professional footballer, because as a boy growing up, every boy wanted to be a professional footballer. You know, every boy wanted to experience that elation on the pitch of being successful, obviously for yourself, your teammates, but
you then share it with the supporters because they want your success, and they want to be doing what you're doing, but for whatever reason they're not. So I think when you have situations like that, when you win championships and when we get to FA Trophy finals, and they come on the pitch and all they want to do, they just want to be part of that celebration with you. And when it's like that, I think that's the beauty of football, and it was great. It was fantastic. And then of course we went out and had another great night out.
Welcome to episode 2 of Wish You Were Here, and this week we've got Keezy, and I'm taking off the blue tinted sunglasses again, but let's talk about the bucket hat. Available in the shop, any holiday. What do you reckon?
Correct, yeah. Obviously, speaking about holidays, no better accessory really, is there? No, bucket hat, wicked bucket hat, get them.
Now, before we get into the questions about holidays, there's an issue from the last one raised by Sam Vokes. Apparently,
Right.
you met on holiday round the pool before you decided to come to Wycombe.
No, that's right, yeah.
And you still came.
It's a very true story. Very true story. Yeah, we ended up at the same in the same place in Greece, and obviously with the kids running riot. So, but yeah, it was great to see him. Obviously, had loads of good battles against folks over the years. We've got a lot of mutual friends, and yeah, mate. So, just said, I said, listen, mate, it's funny. I said, I just spoke to the boss. So I said, obviously, I'm coming away now, but obviously when I'm back off holiday, I'm gonna chat to him a bit more, try and meet him and stuff. And then he sort of just sold it to me, really. Yeah, just sort of told me everything about it. So it's funny how things work, isn't it? But he obviously spoke very highly of the club and the group and that. And do you know what I mean? So so Agent Vokesy got involved. Yeah.
So you're never really on holiday, are you, as a footballer?
No, you're not right. Yeah. So you end up usually see someone floating around. But yeah, no, it was great. I suppose for me, it was perfect to bump into him really, because it would give me a good feel for the club before I even got going really. So yeah, fair, well done, Vokesy.
So it's a long old season, loads and loads of hard work. What's the dream holiday scenario for you?
So the dream is to, I'll be honest, I quite liked going, I've been to the Maldives a couple of times. I really enjoyed that. Just sort of middle of nowhere, just sort of really get away from it, really. I very much like the tranquil side of it. It does change when you get kids, I must admit. The tranquil goes out the window a little bit, but yeah, anywhere for the kids really. To be honest, that's the end goal. And then ideally, if you can get a little weekend breakaway with the wife, that'd be perfect as well.
It's a bit of a hypothetical feature, this, so we can imagine life pre-kids. If you were going away with the boys, what's the dream destination?
Oh yeah, good shout. Vegas is always a good one. I've had a couple of good ones in Vegas. I'll tell you where I'd like to go actually. I would try is Toronto. I've heard some good things about Toronto.
Great city.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, people just said obviously a bit different as well. I think I'd just like to try that.
Yeah, bit of travel. Well,
but yeah, I'll probably say Vegas. You can't go wrong with Vegas, can you?
Exactly. And city break, if you said maybe you and the missus go away, where would you love to go?
Yeah, okay. That's a really good one as well. Amalfi Coast in Italy.
Oh.
You been?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, see, somewhere I really like Italian culture. I really like Italy as a country. I don't know why, I just do. Yeah, I just like the culture. So I've been to, I really enjoyed Lake Como. I've been to Lake Como for a little weekend break. That was lovely. But I'd love to do the Amalfi Coast, I think.
Best ever holiday? I mean, I'm guessing you're married, right? So you might have to say honeymoon, but...
Yeah. No, the honeymoon was amazing. We went to the Maldives for my honeymoon. So for me, that was A1. That was before we had kids as well. So, yeah, I liked... I'll tell you where we did go, just as a little weekend break. Went to a place in Switzerland, a really remote place called Fitznau.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to this. I found this spa, this spa sort of hotel. My eldest was really young at the time, so we took him. But it had for a day trip, they had a really old carriage, wooden cart, which took you up to this sort of the mountains, and obviously that's where people go and snowboarding, skiing and stuff.
Yeah.
But you could just go out there and just like sort of like just chill out. The view was incredible. Just grab some food. So that was really nice. That was like a real random sort of place to book, but so that was really nice. But yeah, I'd probably say if I'm Maldives and Orlando in Florida would be my two that I like.
Lovely. I've always wanted to ask this: footballers, are you allowed to go skiing?
No, I used to ski when I was younger. We had like a fake ski slope basically. So I used to do it when I was younger, but like I wouldn't ski. I think it was something that I'd do when I would retire, but yeah, no.
Injury nightmare, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be going anywhere near a skiing place now. I'd like I say where we went to in Switzerland, it looked amazing. Like obviously if you're a big skier, like it'd be absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I was more just taking the sights more than getting on the slopes.
And right, you're around the pool, you're on the sun lounger. Is it reading books or listening to music or podcasts or?
Yeah, so I really enjoy reading books. To be honest, like I'm a bit old-fashioned probably in that sense. I'd rather read a book than maybe audiobook it. But in saying that, last year I obviously when I was doing a bit of travelling, I would stick an audiobook on. So probably now would be a mix of a few, but ideally I'd like to just full-on read a proper book.
Good stuff. Keezy, wonderful to get an insight into your holiday mindset.
Pleasure.
One last task. Who's the next chairboy that we're going to get?
Yeah, good one. Let's get Dale Taylor on.
Dale Taylor?
Yeah, let's get him on. See what he's about. Obviously, I'd love to know what he's been up to.
One of the younger boys.
Yeah, get the younger boys going, you know what I mean?
Cheers, Keezy, and also thank you to Martin O'Neill and Keith Scott, plus the gaffer, and you guys for listening in. We'll be back next week with hopefully news of Wycombe Wanderers with points on the board in League One. Until then, come on you Blues.